Have you ever wondered why intelligent, logical people sometimes ignore obvious red flags when they fall in love? Why do friends often see problems in a relationship long before the people involved do? This fascinating phenomenon is often called being blind in love, and science has a surprising explanation for it. Imagine meeting someone who seems perfect. Their smile makes your heart race, their messages brighten your day, and suddenly they occupy your thoughts almost constantly. What feels like pure magic is actually a powerful chemical reaction happening inside your brain. When people fall in love, the brain releases chemicals such as dopamine, often called the reward molecule. Dopamine creates feelings of pleasure, excitement, and motivation. The same reward system that encourages us to pursue goals becomes highly active when we are around someone we love. As a result, we naturally focus on their positive qualities while paying less attention to their flaws. At the same time, brain scans have shown that certain regions responsible for critical judgment become less active during intense romantic attraction. In simple terms, the brain temporarily lowers its evaluation mode. This helps explain why someone may overlook behaviors that would normally concern them. From an evolutionary perspective, this isn't necessarily a mistake. Thousands of years ago, forming strong emotional bonds increased the chances of cooperation, survival, and raising children successfully. Nature designed the brain to encourage attachment, even if it sometimes clouds objective judgment. Social factors also play an important role. Movies, songs, and stories often portray love as a perfect fairy tale. Because of these cultural influences, many people unconsciously create an idealized image of their partner. Instead of seeing who the person truly is, they see who they hope the person will become. This combination of brain chemistry, evolution, and social expectations creates a powerful illusion. The person isn't necessarily losing intelligence. They are experiencing a temporary shift in perception caused by one of the strongest emotions humans can feel. But the story doesn't end there. The deeper question is why some people stay blind to serious problems for years while others eventually see reality clearly. The answer lies in psychology, attachment, and the brain's desire to protect emotional investments. As relationships grow, another psychological force begins to operate: emotional investment. The more time, energy, and feelings people invest in someone, the harder it becomes to admit that the relationship may not be healthy. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. Once we believe someone is wonderful, our brain starts searching for evidence that supports that belief while ignoring information that contradicts it. If a partner does something kind, we remember it vividly. If they behave poorly, we may excuse it as a temporary mistake. Attachment styles formed during childhood can make this effect even stronger. People who fear abandonment may ignore warning signs because losing the relationship feels more frightening than facing reality. Their emotional need for connection can overpower logical thinking. Another factor is the brain's natural resistance to emotional pain. Accepting that a loved one is not who we imagined can be heartbreaking. To avoid that discomfort, the mind often creates explanations and justifications. In many cases, people aren't deliberately ignoring the truth. Their brain is protecting them from emotional distress. Interestingly, the blindness of love usually fades over time. As the intense rush of early romance decreases, dopamine levels stabilize and critical thinking gradually returns. This is why couples often notice habits, flaws, and differences that seemed invisible during the honeymoon phase. However, this isn't bad news. In healthy relationships, seeing reality more clearly allows love to mature. The strongest relationships are not built on illusion but on understanding. Real love begins when two people recognize each other's imperfections and choose to care for one another anyway. So, why do people become blind in love? Because the human brain evolved to prioritize connection over caution during the early stages of romance. Love temporarily changes how we see the world, making one person appear brighter, more important, and sometimes more perfect than they truly are. And perhaps that's one of the most fascinating truths about being human. Love doesn't just capture the heart, it can reshape the mind itself. For more videos, subscribe the channel and comment your experience.